I am sure we all met those two types of people. One looks shy, quiet, a bit awkward in their own body, whereas others look confident, they are friendly, they have many friends around them, they're successful, and they're pretty much good in what they are doing. But those two types of people have one thing in common. Both of them have low self-esteem. Today I'll talk you through two main scenarios people with low self-esteem go through, and maybe you will recognize yourself in one of them. And at the end of the video you will know how low self-esteem is formed and how does it influence pretty much every area of your life, from relationship to finances. And also we will discuss why achieving doesn't bring happiness. How low self-esteem is formed. Imagine yourself as a child. You were born whole, with everything needed to reach your full potential. We come into this world as a blank canvas. And in the first 5-7 years of our life, we learn who we are through reaction of our parents on us or other significant adults. And the child may be born creative, interested in everything, emotional, overreacting sometimes. And it's okay. Children show themselves to the world very openly, very free, if you noticed. Because in their mind, they don't have this understanding of shame, guilt, they don't have that feeling just yet. Until the moment parents start rejecting certain part of the kid or certain emotion or certain characteristic. And in that moment, child realizes all of a sudden, it is not safe to be who I am and to show myself to the world very openly. Because in that case, I will not have my parents' love. And for child, parents' love is very important because for them, parents' love equals survival. And they will do everything just to earn this love. And in that moment, they create this other personality of them, which is accepted, which they show to the outside world. And the moment child realizes that it is not safe to be who I am, our psyche creates defense mechanism. And later in life, it can be shown in two different scenarios. The first scenario we have is undercompensation. This is when person gives up and internalizes negative beliefs about themselves as a truth. If as a child you were made to believe that you are not pretty, not worthy, not good enough, not talented, not smart, you may grow up believing it. And in adulthood, it will be shown in all areas in your life, because your brain goes into this tunnel thinking mode where you will end up in a situation where you prove to yourself all of those negative beliefs that you are not worthy, not good, not smart. Basically, you will try to reinforce these beliefs. For example, you may choose friends who don't really appreciate you. In relationship, those people, they don't choose. Instead of choosing, they are happy to be chosen. Also, if there is any opportunity arises, they will not take it because deep inside they believe that they don't really deserve it. And also they tend to underestimate their value and their skills, even though it can be a really talented person. So basically this is a scenario. I am not good enough, so I won't even try. And the second scenario we have is overcompensation. It is also low self-esteem, but shown in totally opposite way. When you look at that person, you will never guess what's happening inside. Because from outside they look confident, successful, and most likely they have really high achievements in life. But deep inside, they still feel not worthy. And that is the reason why do they achieve so much. Because they try to mask that feeling of deep unworthiness and insecurity. These people, they can have sexy partners, many friends, but usually they struggle to build deep, meaningful connections. Because in order to do that, you have to show your vulnerability and all of your parts. But they struggle, they scared to show that part, not just to the outside world, but to themselves as well. And that is the thing, that it takes tremendous amount of energy just to maintain that image of successful and strong person. And every day they have to fight kind of this miserable part inside of them. They have this internal belief that if I show who I really am, they will not like me and they will reject me. And this is what they're scared about. While you're listening to this, please try to reflect which scenario do you follow, overcompensation or undercompensation. For me, it is definitely overcompensation. Now, then I try to build healthy self-esteem myself, I realize how important to have this knowledge, because my whole life I've been trying to prove that I am better who I am really, and I would always try to show myself from the better side, and any social interaction would take so much energy because I was constantly trying to show my best part, that I'm very smart, very good, very kind person, very good friend. And it is honestly, it has been toxic to myself because it puts so much pressure, guys. And I hope this video will help you in future to reflect a little bit more on your experiences. And please share in comments which scenario do you follow, overcompensation or undercompensation. So what is really happening in our mind? There are people who once hurt you and affected your self-esteem, and it has happened a long time ago. But what we did, we created images of those people and we placed them in our mind. And now they live there rent-free. This is what's called projection. And for example, when we want to express ourselves or show up in the world, we hear a voice of this inner critic, what we called. And if you think about that, this inner critic voice have voice of the person who once hurt you and affected your self-esteem, if you think about that. But guys, our mind plays so hard trick on us because those people in our head who we're trying to prove something to are actually our own voices, because those people who once hurt you don't hurt you anymore. This is just your projection, your own thoughts, and we ourselves create this vicious cycle inside our head where we criticize ourselves, trying to prove something, again criticize, and again. This is what is happening. And one more shocking truth is that our subconscious doesn't have the concept of time. It doesn't understand time. For example, if you were hurt in childhood, your subconscious became fixated in that childhood mode, and it operates from that logic now on. That is why sometimes when you get hurt or triggered, you may react with your old pattern of reaction. There are two versions of you. One is your true self. This is how you were born, with your natural reactions, emotions, and desires. And the second one is your conditioned self. This is version of you shaped by criticism, expectations, and need to be approved. This is kind of perfect version of you created because you think that that perfect you is worthy of love. And our brain tricks us into believing that the moment you achieve this perfection and you earn love from the people, only then you can be your true self. But unfortunately, it is not true. You can spend years, maybe your whole life, achieving this perfection, and the moment, even if you achieve it, you can have a huge disappointment because you will not feel inner fulfillment, because you realize that you were doing it not for yourself, but for those internalized projections which you created for yourself. And the end goal of therapy is to return to your true self, is to learn how to give this fulfillment, love, and appreciation for yourself, to be satisfied inside. In the end of this video, I want to remind you something really important. It doesn't matter which pattern did you choose, overcompensation or undercompensation. It all came from deep desire to be loved, and it is profoundly human. You did everything to survive emotionally, but now as an adult, you are allowed to grow, and you have capacity to grow. Please let me know what did you like about this video, and let me know if you would like to have a second part where I would share some tips how to build a healthy self-esteem. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself.